Welcome back. We are ready for part two of how to get started with 250,000. And right on time, our animals are ready to breed again. So we can just click the show here, call the inseminator. So we got two more last time. I think we did this in the last episode, but we want to get these up to 30 so they're producing us many eggs. We've got 82 eggs there. Now, one of the things is that the eggs go bad. So if we come over to this screen and go to the cell, we can see that these eggs will only last until the 26th of this month, where our milk is turned red here, which is a good little warning. Once in a while, you can come down here and just look for the red ones, because you'll have other things like this rye. You might not end up using it up or something goofy. So you want to make sure that you're not letting things go bad. To be honest, we don't really have any way. There's no refrigerated building or any processing we're going to do with this stuff. So what I want to do is come into here and go to this auto trade, and it brings up this whole auto trade menu, and I'm going to put the chicken eggs and the cow's milk on auto trade. This represents, products when will be over this limit in the warehouse. So in other words, whenever we're over zero, every twice a month, more or less every 2 weeks, this will automatically sell. So everything that's over this amount. So if you want another one we'll put on here, let's say, there's no reason we'll ever need more than 1,000 manure, right? Once we build up to that amount, we'll just sell off whatever manure is there. Now there's another one that we don't get yet. Where is it? I'm not going to worry about it. I can't see it that quick. But we should, I don't know if we could, liquid manure. So we could do the same thing with liquid manure. When we get other animals, we'll start getting liquid manure, and we just want to sell that off immediately. So this is a good way to sell things so that they don't ever go bad. Now, you're not going to play the market, but to be honest, these go bad so fast that, if you want to try to play the market with them, go for it. But I don't put the honey when we start getting it on auto sell. So there we go. So that will auto sell, except let's just get those sold for now anyway. How's that sound? Just so that, that these don't go bad before the 2 week mark hits. Look at that plummeting egg price. So, whatever. Oops, what happened? There you go. So, cow's milk. Oh, the cow's milk's doing the opposite. Looking at this, I don't know. The way the graphs jump around, and I don't know, it's there we go. So we sold all. Did we sell something we didn't want to sell? Maybe I shouldn't have hit that button twice. Let's go look. If you think you might have messed up, we sold cow's milk twice, and we sold chicken eggs twice too. So that's fine. I didn't sell something I didn't want to. So we made a few extra bucks there, if you noticed, right off the bat. Now, we don't have any employees in here, but is everybody resting? Yeah, I guess all these guys are resting. Oh, these guys are done. So we have 2 people that are ready to go. I want to get them right back out here. Yeah, see, our strength people got their field done faster because they didn't, they're fully rested. Where if we look at the people on this field, they had to go back and rest before they even got done. So one of the reasons I'd like to get these 2 fields ready to plant come May 1st. And then what we'll do is we'll leave these fields just all season long with the colza and the buckwheat honey. So that way we keep getting those all season, and, we can sell them. And we won't even harvest them when they become ripe. We'll just leave them in the field until October 1st. And they should be fine as long as we get a little bit of rain, which we always have to hope for a little bit of rain. Rain is a good thing. I think I will keep the map oriented this way because I like the greenhouses to be close. So after we get these fields ready, which I'm hoping again by May 1st to have them ready to go, we'll probably get our greenhouses set up with these people. And it's one of the reasons, if you look, we have 6 people at this point that are out working in the fields. And so we're keeping these 2 busy, but when we put these 2 in, we'll have 4 people. And if we look at these fields here, and let's just hit anything, it needs 4 people to work them as effectively as possible. So the question that we have now is we have a few extra bucks. Do we go ahead and get some more people working? I say yes, why not, right? I mean, we're going to want more people pretty quickly here. We'll probably be expanding our cattle areas, maybe try to get another cattle shed right here or something, get another chicken coop going over here. So that'll suck up more of these slots. So I think, before we run out of money, I would say there's just no way we're not going to want another permanent house for employees. So since I don't think it matters too much exactly where we put it, let's put it back so it's kind of even with this one. There we go. So we'll be able to hire a few people and start getting these fields worked. We're not really in that much of a hurry, but at least we have this house as we expand, and because it's not expensive, but some things in this game seem really cheap, and a house is just the kind of thing you might not be able to afford, and you'll be happy to have those extra workers. Having that worker capacity is pretty key to success. So, all right, let's fast forward a little bit since we're just busy. Now, if you notice, we went and got these, trying to be as self-sufficient as possible, just for part of the challenge. Like, I don't want to buy, if we can, just get away with those things we bought and not have to buy anything more for our animals, or, we can only we'll buy seeds, of course. But let me slow down. Things are starting to happen. All right, let's take care of this. Let's come over to this field. And we're plowed, we're cultivated. So we got our manure going right away, right? So now we don't have to buy manure. We'll autofill. And again, I want to keep these people even. So in other words, I want the 2 strength people working on this field so they get done at the same time. Hire any employee for $1,000. That's a good one. So these people are done this one, and they're just getting done cultivating. So let's set them to doing that. It'll take them a little longer. You've noticed your 5 strength people have already gotten, their field practically ready. There's some 5 strength people here, but that's a much bigger field than these are. All right, so did everything calm down? We can fast forward again? Yes. Now, do we hire a couple people? I mean, if we hire 4 more people, we'll just be firing them. Will they get done by the end of the month? Like, if you hire 4 people now, you're going to pay the full monthly fee. So you kind of want to look at your date, or do we want to just wait till May 1st? It's sort of early in the year to be planting stuff anyway. I don't think we're really in that much of a hurry at this point. I would really like to get that grass field done, because the sooner that goes, then the faster we can get some grass into these cows. Without having to buy anything. The chickens are doing well. They keep reproducing. But I think the cows are going to want grass or silage before they start reproducing. And we can't really reset these people. And I don't think we can add any more workers to them doing their work. But if we hired more people, it would be to get the greenhouses going. Yeah, see, these chickens are happy. They're breeding like mad. All right, let's do that. Let's pause, slow down. And we'll hire, and we're going to look for 2 more people with strength. Sorry, I really don't want to do this too much. There's 4 out of 5, but I want 5 out of 5. So there's a 5 out of 5. There's a 5 out of 5, but they'll cost us a lot more because he has that extra trait. 4 out of 5. So I'm just going up and down. It's pretty easy to pick out. There's a 5 out of 5, but again, he's got that extra strength. But you know what? Because he's a 0, he's really not that much more. So let's see. Do we have another 5 out of 5? No. And the fact that he's a crop guy, we may ever keep him around and train him up. But training him up costs so darn much money compared to picking him out of the pool, so to speak. All right, so now we got 4 people. We're not ready to plant this field yet because we want to wait. which is kind of perfect. So we'll come over to this field and say, you 4 people who are all 5 strength, go ahead and take care of plowing that field. So that gets done. And then so this will, let's go back to fast forwarding a bit. So these people, the fact that they got to go take that break is a killer. They're just not, but there are B people. I don't really care that they have a lot of strength in the long run. But when it comes to the tasks, the skills, I minimize in my own mind the effects of these skills. But having highly skilled people really does get things done faster. So hopefully these 2 will be done around the same time, and we can get everybody cultivating that grass field. These guys, we'll just keep them busy until May 1st doing something. Maybe we'll set them into the greenhouse, doing some greenhouse. This field is all ready to go with planting, but this field will still need, let's even leave that open for a second. Yep, see, they're done, so let's get them manuring. There we go, so we'll just set them right back to it. And we'll breed our chickens again. The torture of the chickens popping up every 2 minutes will pass fairly shortly. All right, well, let's see. Should I stay with it, or should we put a little pause in and let me get some other things done? Oh, here, wait, let's do this before I were to pause it. Let's come in here, and I want to put in some strawberries, so we'll buy those. Again, get your seeds bought in case you run out of money. And I don't think we're going to. I think we're good on money at this point, which I thought, but I still, in other attempts at starting this, I didn't. So we can either do, I don't know, let's do tomatoes. It's sort of my tried and true. Tomatoes and that seem to bring in pretty good money. All right, so we got 2 people sitting around, and these people, oh, by the way, if you hit the tab button, you get this pop-up as to the condition of the fields. Oh, very nice. It's good to see that rain. That rain is, are they resting? Yeah, unfortunately, those 2 had to go rest, which means that they won't get this done. Do we want to wait? We got 2 people. We're going to have 6 people. How many does this field want when it does things? 5. Okay, again, these guys are getting close to done. Let's come up here and set those 2 people to plowing. They're both 5 arm strength. So we'll set them to plowing here. When these 4 people get done, we'll set them to doing this other field, because I want to get this grass field going first. We could have waited an extra second, but I want to get the greenhouses going as well, because they'll be a good source of money more quickly than a lot of other things, and they'll be a steady source of money once they're going. And we're up to 423, so we're in good shape. So we got these fields ready to go. They'll be ready to be planted with the colza and the buckwheat as soon as the bees come into activity on May 1st. So that means we got 4 people sitting around doing nothing. Let's get them going in cultivating this field. That's a hodgepodge mix of people, but that's okay. And then we should have, I think we have 2 people sitting around, don't we? A little hard to tell sometimes. There we go. Yeah, 2 people. So we'll get those 2 people plowing this one. There we go. Very good. So our grass field's going with 4 people. We got both greenhouses getting worked on. All right, let me put a pause in the video, and I will get these greenhouses ready to go. I won't plant anything, and we'll get this field ready to go, and then I'll come back. Won't be but a couple minutes. All right, I just did that little cut, save you guys some time having to watch, but our grass field is all ready to go, and if we were smart, and I think we were, I have already purchased the grass seed, and we'll put these 4 people right back to work, and we'll get some grass growing. Now, while I might have happened a little bit while we were recording, but it actually rained a couple times, or at least one more time when I was in pause mode. So it's really good. If it doesn't rain when you're doing all this stuff, then you got to go and water all these fields immediately. Let's hit the tab button. Oop, we do have it. We just don't have any crops, so it's not showing us the. But if it doesn't rain, then you end up having to water things immediately, and that's a pain. So if you take a look, we're doing pretty well with getting these guys done, even though, well, I guess the shovel symbol, you would think that should say the little cultivate symbol, right? But it doesn't. They could do a little work with, like, I don't know, better symbols. You know what I mean? Like, I saw one guy's video. He was confused because, look, the guy who's going off to the cow shed has a chicken there. Like, I don't know. Would it be that hard to make a separate cow thing? I don't know. Maybe it's a little more complicated in the code than I'm appreciating. But we really want to also. Oh, by the way, before I sent those people out there, look, I put my 2 bee people to planting grass. It would have been better had I not done that. But that's all right. They'll get done that relatively quickly. We won't lose too many days of honey. But as soon as those bee people are off of that task there, we can get them over into their bee houses. Because if we come in here, I'll show you what I mean. So we can hear the bee noise a little bit, but we got bees, so that means we're ready to get these fields planted next. As a matter of fact, I might even take the people that are working in the greenhouses and get them. The next task for them will be to plant these 2 fields because, that way we'll have that ready to go. Get the bees fully up and functioning. They will produce regular honey. Now, I'm not sure, by the way, I've always put these bee houses near the house. So I'm not sure, like, if you were just to put the bee houses out there, do they produce regular honey? Or are these the flowers that they're using to get the regular honey? I don't know the answer to that question. I haven't played that. I've played a while, but this game can suck up some hours of your life. If you've been playing it, you know that. All right, so what else are we needing to do? Not much. We just need to get these guys. They're getting tuckered out. But they're getting there. So these 2 guys are going to rest. Let's fast forward a little bit here. These guys look like they're done this. So what we'll do is let's open. I think these guys will be done first, right? Your animals are sick. $400 for the vet. I'm not sure what happens if you say to heck with that, but so as soon as we get the 2 people out of that greenhouse ready to go, let's even pin that. Yeah, this field's not going to be done until they rest. There's one of them. So they're probably in there resting, which is not a terrible thing. Like, get them rested up before they head over here. All right, so let's plant, choose, buckwheat, autofill. Yep, we don't want to put our bee people to work there. And then we'll just have to come back and deal with the greenhouses after this. We will get the greenhouses going next. So these 2, well, we got another person coming back. All right, now that once they're done, which they look like they're basically done, we just got to get the people freed up. So we can close this one. We'll set 2 of those people to doing this, or whatever, not the bee people. Let's see, is one of those a bee person that just got freed up? No, strength person. So we'll wait until we get either 2 strength people, or if we get another one up here, we'll get the bee person going. Those are the 2 strength people. So let's close this, come here, choose, and we want to plant this colza seed. Autofill, yep, to the strength people. Good, so now they'll head over there and do that. And then we got another one that must be one of our, oh, it's not one of our bee people. It's over here. So this one needs to be fertilized. This one's ready to go. Why don't we get this one planted with something? And we might as well do the strawberry seeds. Look, they're about to go bad on us. Yep, those two people are fine to do that job. Just want to make sure we don't put our B people to doing that. So the B people must be resting. Yeah. Yeah, they're both resting. Now we got two more people available. Oh, because this field's already done. Water on this field's fine. Let's get them in here, and the soil fertility's low. So let's get them manuring this one, not our bee people. Wonderful. So now that greenhouse will get fertilized. Oh, see, this field's not freed up because our two bee people are still resting. See, once they get done resting, which I really think is, they need to fix that. I mean, it's some tasks, it's like if they go to the house and drop off or the warehouse here and drop off stuff, then it frees up the field. But if they're doing other tasks, it's like they have to, it's like they have to go to the house to rest, and then it doesn't free it until they're done resting. And it might have been because they were resting in this case when the field got done. Which, I don't know. When the field's done, it's done. What does it matter what their condition is? Alright, come on. Why is it not freeing up? Well, that field's freed up, but these two... Look, they're not assigned to anything. Why is it not telling me I got two people available? You see that? Look, they're not assigned. I've actually got... There we go. Must be some kind of an update thing. So let's click on here. Yep, there's a bee person. And there's a bee person. Alright, so now we got our bee people assigned. Very good. And we got both of our fields, so as soon as they get to work, we will be getting each of the types of honey. This buckwheat honey certainly seems the most profitable. I don't know if we get the least of that. Whatever. It's all money coming in. And we got our grass field growing, which is kind of wonderful. And these people are done. So what I think I will do is get people working on this field. But now is probably... Yeah, now is probably a good time because it's the beginning of the month. Well, yeah, it's probably as good a time as any to fire some people if they need firing. So let's see who's not working. These two are fertilizing. The one in particular that I want to fire is the lady who's this one. Because she's costing us a lot of money and she's really not that productive. I kind of want to keep these. So it's this one... Ella and Tyler. Yeah, let's get rid of Tyler. It costs us a little bit of money to do that, but now we only have one person sitting around. And the strategy behind this is that I probably could have kept him. Well, we won't fire both of them because I want to put 4 people out in this field in a minute. And we'll get one person planting this greenhouse. And that should be, a relatively efficient use. Other than I probably should have kept that guy on and got rid of that lady who has that skill we're never going to use at production. We only need one production person. And we will take this guy and move him over to producing silage. We might even up his skill at that point. He's a very good bee person, which was my primary reason for hiring him. Or did we just put 3? These guys will be done real soon. Yeah, why don't we do that? Like once these guys get done, we'll put 3 people in this field. That's why I probably shouldn't have fired that guy until these fields were planted. But I'm just trying to make sure we don't cut down on those employee salaries as much as we can. Right, we'll probably do this in a bit of fast forward. Oh, we got 2 people. All right, so what I want to do... All right, now we got 3 people. What 3 people do we have? We have this lady. You know what? See, she's costing us $800. We're just going to release her. And then the problem is we're going to have to come in here and plant this relatively soon. And we're going to have 4 people, so we'll have an odd man out. Unless we put 3 on this field. Let's do the fast forward thing. Get them going. Come on, get done. Yeah, they got enough endurance left that they should be fine. I hate seeing people sit around doing nothing. You know what we'll do? As soon as one of these guys gets freed up, this is all ready to go. Let's take care of the greenhouses first. So I want to put all 3 of them on planting this. There we go. Choose. Yeah, we did strawberries already. Autofill. We'll put 3 of them in there. Then this other person, the last one left, let's just have them water this one. That'll keep them all busy, and that'll get, this water up to where it needs to be. So you really want to be on top of your greenhouses, because once you let them get to that red no water thing, it's sort of permanent. The only way you're going to get these back is to replow everything and reset it up. So definitely try to keep on top of that watering to the point, I would love to get the irrigation. It's hard to spend 20 grand on irrigating these 2 warehouses. Or greenhouses. There we go. We'll keep these 4 people busy for a second here. By the time these guys might get done this, and then we'll get them right on to watering this one, because it'll be in about the same shape. Our fields, how are they doing? They're going to need to be watered. And hand watering them is not a lot of fun, but we got our wells out there, so it's not like we can't do it. Hopefully we get a little bit of rain. That really does save on the labor. And these tasks in this greenhouse, they seem to have to go back and fully rest. So hopefully they get done. No, they're not going to get done. No. Did they? Well, we'll see. So this guy got done. This bar doesn't look like it's done at that point. But we'll see here. Which is a shame, because that's going to hold up getting out into this field that much longer. We'll have this guy sitting around while these guys fully rest up. Yeah, see, they're just sitting there resting. Which they probably would have had to rest anyway, so I guess it's not the end of the world. Before they freed up this greenhouse. But if they had gotten done... There we go. Here comes somebody else out here. All right, well, we probably won't get to the sheep thing there. What is this one? Max level. When do we have? Okay, so we have quite a while. All right, so this one, they're done this. Water, autofill. Autofill. There we go. Get that done as fast as possible. And then we'll get them all out into these fields. And then I'll probably declare that the end of part 2. After that, we will come back in part 3 and we will make sure that we're profitable. And we'll talk about like the first expansion. We haven't used up all our money, but we might be in the negative each month, depending on exactly how well we're doing with getting some crops in. So this series will end when we turn a profit for a month. Not series, but again, I might keep playing, but this how to get started, I consider you started if you've got even a meager income. You can still go downhill from there by making the wrong choices, but at least you got positive income at that point. All right, so we got 4 people. Let's slow it down. We've got these all watered. What I would do is come into here and say this needs to be cultivated. Get them all out there. They're all 5 arm strength people, which is wonderful. And so that means they'll get these fields done, relatively soon. We're still only in May. We got our bees going we're getting each of the different kinds of honey. We've got cows producing milk, even though they're not reproducing themselves. We got the chickens full of chickens, so we'll get the, quote, maximum number of eggs in a sense, or at least the maximum number of those chickens can produce with a number 5 caregiver. And yeah, I don't think the cows are going to reproduce until we get them grass and or silage. So I'm not sure if these are in ranking of what's the best ones to give them or not. But in any event, we will get them grass as soon as this field's ready to go. And oh, look, wonderful rain. So, all right, I'm going to, between the parts, I'll just get these fields planted. This one we'll put in, I don't know that matters. I'm going to put in the raspberries first because I figure they might take the longest. If you come over here to, not the equipment market, but the regular market, and you hit seeds, you can see how long each crop takes. So since we're a little bit behind, not really. So it takes 95 days for these to germinate, which is really about the same. What is the wheat? 120. So we might be better off getting that wheat in there just to make sure. And then what was the other thing we said? We were going to do wheat and the lupine. So there you go. So we got lupine 95 days. So really, yeah, let's maybe get the wheat in there first just because that will take the longest. And again, I think we're in really good shape for getting these 3 crops ready and rolling on into the next episode to see if we're actually profitable with our little startup. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.